Hello friends, in our open layer series we have seen how to add multiple controls to our web mapping application. We have seen layer switcher, zoom in, zoom out, measurements, and lastly we have seen how to add attribute query. Today we will see advanced GIS functionality of adding special query to our web mapping application. So let me first of all zoom out to my map. So here you can see I have added basically three layers into my application. These three layers are India states, India districts, and India cities. So we will work on these three layers to see the application. So when I click on this button, it opens up a special query dialog like this. It will ask for the layer in which you want to select the features. So all the three layers are added into the box automatically. Then the selection criteria within distance or intersecting or like that, and then I can provide the distance parameter along with the distance units, and once these inputs are provided it will ask for the marker location like buffer within point marker, line marker, or polygon. This button will allow me to put the marker on the map. So you can see I am putting point marker on the map, and when I execute the query it will find all the cities within 100 kilometer of the marker. So you can see the cities are highlighted with the cyan color. So these are the cities which are within 100 kilometer of my marker. I can clear this map and then I can change from point marker to a line marker. So let me change that, and once again I'll use the same tool for drawing up a line marker, and when I am marking like this, and then I want to find all the cities within 100 kilometers of this line marker. So when I execute this query, map will zoom out to the extent in which all the cities are selected. Again we have cities in cyan colors. You can see over here. I can clear this map and I can change to polygon marker. So again I am drawing a marker over here. So it is a polygon marker in this case. So let me digitize it. Once I complete digitization, it will show up on the map like this with yellow color and transparent filling, and I am selecting 1000 kilometers now. It is too long, so you can see almost half of the India is selected, and these are the cities within 1000 kilometer of my polygon marker. Now let me zoom in to the marker area, so you can see the marker that we have digitized, and these are the highlighted cities with cyan color. So I can clear this map. So we will be developing this functionality in today's video. So let us start from where we have completed last time. So we'll be adding a spatial query button here. So let us begin. We will start from the code where we left last time. So this is the HTML file. This is where we are completing attribute query. So I have added the code for spatial query. You can see over here. So this is the spatial query div element which I am adding and giving it a class and ID so that I can do the styling at later. And this is the header part where I am writing a spatial query on top of the dialog box. And then there are various inputs like select feature of, and I will be giving a drop down in which I will get the layers which are added into the map, and this is the selection criteria. So this is the select box for that. And then finally we have for buffer we will have distance as an input and then unit as an input. So this is the code for that. It is a simple HTML code, so you can easily write that. And this is the input box for markers, so it can be point, line, and polygon marker. And then at the end I am adding three buttons. One button is for marker which will allow me to create a marker on the map. Second is run, and third is a clear button. This is the overall HTML code. Now once we have done that, we have to do some styling of it so that it looks prettier on the map. So let me add some code. Now I'm finding the place where I should add the code, but for CSS sequences does not matter, so I'll add the styling code at the end. So let me paste it. So this is the user input button and code for that. So this is basically I'm giving some color and buffer distance. I'm giving the width for input box, distance units input box. I'm giving a width and margin for that. So these are the styling part of run button, clear button. I am also giving a styling when the button is clicked, how it should look like. And then these are the styling part of div elements. This is the main styling part, special query div, which I am selecting now. So position is absolute and you can see the display is none. So initially it will not appear. When I click the special query button, then only it will appear. And then these are the various styling part of select type of elements, input type of elements, and then label elements. So this is how I have defined. You can define based on your choice. So I have refreshed the map, but it is not appearing. Remember, we have made it and display is equal to none. So now I will go to JavaScript section, and then I'll write the code so that it appears when I click and it do the job the way we want. So this is just below the attribute query. I will add the code here. So let me add the code for special query. So I have added the code. This is where it is ending, and let me go to the top and explain it. So again, like if you have seen my earlier videos, how to add a button, this is the code for that. Creating a button element and assigning image to it. In the first 3-4 lines I am adding a button, and this is where I am assigning image. In the second para I am creating a div element and I am assigning my button element to my div element, and finally adding it to the control. Here I am creating a buffer flag, and based on the buffer flag initially I am setting it false, and once user clicks on the special query button I am toggling the buffer flag from false to true, and that's how I define whether the button is clicked or unclicked. And if the button is clicked for special query, I am making the special query div block, you can see, and then I will add the layers into the drop down. If the button is unclicked, then I have to clear some of the resources which were added to execute the function, and then make the display none for the special query dialog. So this is the code for that. When the button is unclicked, it should clear the resource. So this is the code for clearing the resources, and then I am removing the interaction which allow me to draw point, line and polygon on the map. So this is the code for that. And now let me take you to the code wherein it is adding list of layers into the Dropbox just below the select feature from label. So this is the code for that. It is basically firing a Ajax query onto the Geo server and using the get capabilities functionality, and as a result I get all the layers which are added into the map, and then I will add one by one all the layers into the Dropbox. So this is how I am getting all the layers. Now let me go to the map and refresh it. So you can see over here the button is added, special query button. Now when I click on it, it opens up a dialog box like say. This is the way I wanted based on my HTML and CSS, and here I am getting all the layers. You have seen the code for adding layers. You can see over here add player list special query. Based on this code I am getting all the layers into this drop down. So I am getting all these 3 layers. Now I am selecting city layer, and then here I have option within distance intersecting, option to enter the distance, and then various markers. So we have done HTML and CSS part of it. Now we have to add functionality to this marker, run and clear button. That is the code which is pending as of now. So we will write JavaScript code which will add execute functionality to this. Let us go to that, and then I will scroll down to the right place where I want to place the code for those three buttons. So let me scroll down a little bit. Yeah, here at the end I will be placing this is code which I don't want anymore, so I'm removing that, and here I'll be adding the code for yes. So I have added code which will do the functionality for executing the script. So let me take you through the code. I think I have come a bit more upside. Let me go down. Yeah, so this is the code. You can see over here I have added some more codes in between to remove the interaction, like I don't want to do double click and zoom, I don't want to do drag and pen, so I have added code for that. Let me come to the code for spatial query. So this is the first code wherein you can see if the source criteria drop down is changed, what I want to do. So if this is the parameter which is changing, then I want to take some action, like I want to hide this distance and all these inputs provided by for buffer query. So this is the code that is doing hiding the buffer query elements. And then other code. So here when I click this point marker, then it should change it to some other color to show that it is activated, and then it will do the job. So this is the code for that. Now the second group of code is for when the user is providing the input, what it should do. So you can see over here when the user has provided the input, it will identify whether it is a point marker, line marker or polygon marker, and accordingly it will add the interaction capability to that particular user input button. So here when I select whether point, line or polygon marker, based on that, this is the user input button. So this button will change its behavior based on whether point, line or polygon is selected into the drop down. So this is the code for adding the interaction. Now this is the code for executing the spatial query. I call it sp query run, that is the label id given to the button. And when I execute that, it takes the first of all various inputs provided by the user. What is the layer user want to select, what is the distance given, what is the selection criteria within distance, intersecting and all. And then third input that I am considering is what is the marker type, point marker, polygon marker or line marker. And if it is a point marker, then I allow only one click to the user, and then I get the latitude longitude coordinate of that point marker. If it is a line, then I have to take the series of points. So you can see over here I have made a coordinate list, COORD list, and in that I am capturing all the coordinates which user is entering to mark the line marker. Similarly for polygon marker, again I am defining coordinate list and I am capturing all the coordinates of a polygon which has been digitized, which has been drawn by the user on the map as a polygon marker. So I am preparing basically a coordinate list based on the user input. Once the coordinate list is ready, then I have to check what kind of query it is, whether it is a within distance or intersecting or what. So if it is a within distance, then I take the distance parameter also and distance unit also. So here the user is entering distance and here user is entering distance unit. So I have to consider both the inputs. So I am considering it here, distance value and distance units, you can see over here. And then once the distance is available, then I am preparing the URL which will go to the geo server. So this is where I am preparing the URL. So it will take all the inputs as per the GeoServer requirement. So GeoServer workspace, then value layer, so layer name, and then I'm finding a D within query. That is basically required for finding the features within distance. So I'm giving a marker type input, then I'm giving the coordinate list, distance, and then distance unit. So all the inputs which I have collected from the user I'm providing here. Ultimately I want output in form of JSON. You can see over here I'm asking the system to provide the output in the terms of GeoJSON. So this is the URL is ready. Now once the URL is ready, then again I'll fire a AJAX query and then get the inputs from the GeoServer. So once I get the input from the GeoServer, I will select the features with cyan color and then zoom to the extent based on the click. So this is the code, and so we have done coding part of it also. So we have understood HTML part, styling part, and then JavaScript part. So this is the interaction code, a single button performing all point, line, and polygon type of interaction. So you can see over interaction type, this is the input I am providing. So whether it is point, line, or polygon, it will behave accordingly. And once the drawing part is complete, then I am capturing that feature into my variable. So this is a simple code for interaction and capturing the user input in terms of point, line, and polygon marker. So this is the entire code. Now let me save it and go to the map. I have to refresh it because recently we have added the code. And once I click on the spatial query, first of all let me zoom into a particular area so that we can see the output properly. Now when I click on the spatial query, I'll select the layer. So I'm selecting the city layer that are within a distance of say 100 kilometer. 100 is better. 100 kilometer from the point marker. So this button, user input button, you can see it has changed to pinkish kind of a color, and then it will take the point as the input. So it is changing the behavior based on the marker type. And now when I execute the query, you can see there are multiple objects selected. So there are around 7 cities selected which are within 100 kilometer of this. Now let me see why this particular city is not selected. So I will use the measure tool and let me measure from here to the nearest that city. Oh yes, it is more than 100 kilometers, so it is not selected. So our tool is working perfectly fine. It is 115 kilometers. So now let me clear this and then fire a query based on a line marker. So again same user input button. Now let me digitize a very random kind of a line marker, and then I will change the input length also to some smaller distance. And remember this is a district level kind of a map, so distance are very long. So I'm changing it to 10 kilometer, and when I execute the query, you can see very few, only 3 objects are selected. Let me zoom out a bit so that you can see properly. So there are only 3 cities which are within 10 kilometers of this line. So these are the 3 cities, 1, 2, and 3. These are the other cities are not selected. Obviously they are more than 10 kilometers from the line which we have drawn on the map. So this is how it is generating the output. It is working perfectly as per our expectation. And now let me run for 100 kilometers. Let me clear the map first. So I'll clear that and then I'll do it for polygon. So I'm again using the same user input tool and making a polygon on the map, and then let me execute the query for 100 kilometers. So there are multiple cities which are selected on the map, and show it onto the map, and map will zoom out to the extent to fit all the selected elements. So this is how we are able to fire a spatial query, and the criteria is within distance. In the next lecture we will see how to design a query for intersection and completely within. You can see over here, if I select within distance, it asks me for the user input of distance. If I select intersecting, it will disappear. So when I select intersecting, it will disappear. So in the next lecture we will see how to write this kind of a functionality. So we will keep it up to this point. I hope you are finding this useful, and kindly subscribe and like the channel so that I can prepare more and more such videos. Thank you.